Hi guys, this is Dan. Welcome to another reading vlog. How are you all doing? First of all, I'm sorry that in the last couple of weeks there are not too much content. It is summer, the weather is nice, and my birthday is in July. So I did go out a little bit more than the last couple of months. Let's say I went to London for my birthday and there's like a weekend trip last week. I think next time when I know that I'm going to be away, I will plan the content ahead and better. So you guys can still have 2 videos to watch in a week instead of 1 like this month. And also I can keep up with the algorithm on YouTube. It is cruel. So this reading vlog is more like a reset for me. I hope that I can pick up my reading pace again. I am not going anywhere for the rest of the month and I nearly finished the Elden Ring DLC. So I think I'm gonna have much more time for reading now. In this reading vlog, I plan to complete the Crimson campaign by Brian McClellan, the second book of the Powder Mage trilogy. I'm having a certain level of expectation for this one because I did enjoy reading the first book in last month. This series begins with a coup led by the Powder Mage. Thomas is the leader of this coup and he successfully overthrew the corrupted monarchy. While he is settling down the country, the nation after the coup, he asked a retired police inspector, Adame, to decode a message, and also asked his son, Daniel, to track down a privilege, those who can wield magic in this world. The ending for the first book is more like for Thomas to find out who is the traitor within his inner ruling circle, those who has supported his coup, with Daniel defending the invasion from the cats, a neighboring nation, and also trying to stop someone from summoning the god in the legend. I am reading the second book on my Kindle because I was away and there was no point to bring a brick with me. So the second book begins with quite an exciting battle led by Thomas. He won't leave the cats alone, so he works with other Powder Mage to attack them. But the cat is making a stronger defense and sadly Thomas' tactics has failed. So he was being cut out from the main army and people think he is dead. This is having a domino effect to other POVs. First of all, of course, Daniel. He won't believe his father is dead. Same goes to his Powder Mage friends. Now he is helping the front line to defend against the cats. His selfless effort wins the heart of the front line. Then Adame once again was asked by Thomas to investigate this mysterious Lord Fetus, the one who has been blackmailing him in the first book. He hopes that by doing so can save his wife and his son because they were kidnapped by Lord Fetus. Now Adame is not certain what will Lord Fetus do if he knows that one of his strongest ally, Thomas, is dead. According to my Kindle, I am currently around 37% into the book and I am still enjoying it. I like the development of Daniel in this book, from recovering for what had happened in the first book to now people recognizing him as the hero because people think that he has killed the god who has been supporting the other side. At this moment, people think that Thomas is dead, so Daniel has to inherit his father's legacy and win the heart of the soldiers around him. I will keep on reading today and I hope that I can see you all real soon because I still got quite a lot of chores to do. Let's say the laundry, putting the clothes away and also watering my plants. So fingers crossed I can see you all real soon. See ya! So this vlog is chaotic and a bit here and there. Last week I was quite busy because first of all I still have to finish my Elden Ring DLC. And then if you can't see the elephant of the room, a new sofa has arrived, so I have to rearrange the room so that this new sofa can fit in. By the way, this sofa is so much nicer and it is so comfy when you sit on it. I mean like the support of it and the look of it, everything perfect. It is from DFS in the UK and I think it is called Sync 3-seater. And the old sofa is still over the corner and you may see it in some of my videos. The only reason it's still in this room is only because I need to wait for the collection. With my own power, I can't lift it out of my house. And also I want to get rid of the old massive dining table. I can't lift them both out of my home and I can call the council and ask them to collect all these old furnitures, but the problem is outside I don't have so much space to store it, and the people from the council won't lift them out from your house. You have to place it outside, but you know what? I don't have space, I don't have manpower, and I still got a holiday in August, so I'm broke. If I need to get rid of them, I need to pay for the private collection, and it also means that I have to get a new dining table as well. That bill would be crazy. So for the time being, you may see in the background, but it will be gone soon, I hope. During the weekend, I went out and had some drinks and also some really nice food. So it means that I didn't have much time for reading, unfortunately. To make it up, I tried to read more yesterday and now I believe I am over 80%. Yes, jumping from 30% in the beginning of the vlog to now 80%. I mean, I'm really good at vlogging. I am so close to the ending now, and I would say this one is not as exciting as the first one, but don't get me wrong, it is still a decent read. I found these two books share a similar pattern where the plot is actually divided into two parts, rather than a linear one to solve a problem in a sense. For example, in the first book, Thomas needs to lead the coup against the monarchy, and then later in the book, he needs to find out the traitor within his inner circle. Another POV, Tanya, from tracking this powerful privilege to defending with the Mountain Watch. Last POV, Adamant, from investigating the secret message to helping Thomas to find the traitor. Now coming to the second book, Thomas at first needs to figure out an escape route because his tactic has failed. Then he finds out that his army is chased by the cats. With limited food and resources, he needs to find a miracle, a special way to turn the tide. Now, no spoiler here, Thomas seems to survive another day and discover another massive political plot with the cats. Tanya also from resting to fight in the front line, to find out that there may be some cat spies in the army because they always make some weird choice in the battlefield, even though they are on the winning side. He also finds out that someone is profiteering from this war. Now he is being labeled as like the traitor and he needs to go through a trial. As for Adamant, Thomas asked him in the beginning of the book to investigate this Lord Fetus to regain the trust. Now he needs to pull his own resources and confront him. What I do like about this series is still the battles here. They are really lively and sometimes we may see it from another side by another POV. I also like the fact that majority of the characters we're gonna see in this book is someone we know. I like how the author in a way rearranged them slightly, pair the characters differently to see how they're gonna react, to bring out some new chemistries. Overall, I do enjoy this book, but maybe because I read it like over 2 weeks and my memory is not at my best. I can't really give a super critical review, so I hope you will understand. By the way, I start putting more plants on my bookcase. I know I'm doing this weird gesture because the plants are over there. The color of the shelves does look good with my plants. I always collect plants and I think I started this hobby way back in the second year of the pandemic. At first, I believe it was around Christmas I got this Monstera deliciosa, a cheese plant. I didn't get a Christmas tree because I always think that if you get a live Christmas tree, it means that after Christmas, during the new year, you have to chuck a big tree away and I think it is such a waste. Now the cheese plant is growing so well as for my collection. I don't normally show them here because I mean it is a channel about books, so what's the point of talking about plants? You may see here there are some lights. It is actually from my grow tent. I bought these two like greenhouse tents from the shop and I put nearly all the plants in there. It means that it will be easier for me to just like watering them all at once, rather than going to the living room and then to the bedroom and then to the kitchen and then to the toilet to find where all the plants are. But now I am thinking maybe it is the time to showcase them on my shelf because I love the aesthetic of it. So next time when you see me, I will probably finish the Crimson campaign and I am thinking I may need to start another book in this vlog because otherwise it will be too short. So we shall see later. See you in a bit. So not long later, I finished The Crimson Campaign by Brian McClellan. Today is the 26th of July, and this book is the second one I have finished in July. I mean, well done me. I think it is still a really good solid read. By the end of the story, there are quite a lot of twists, and I can't wait to see in the next book how every piece on the chessboard gonna play out. Thomas now got a new ally and get rid of an old enemy and get a revenge he deserved. Tanya always works well with Capo, and I love the chemistry between them. He was thrown into this politics in the army because everyone in there thinking that now Thomas is dead, they can make a good use of this power vacuum. The court trial, finding an old friend for help, a new task, and the last betrayal. I mean, at last, it is always down to Capo, and I once again really love the chemistry between them. The ending of his chapter though, oh my god, it is tragic because I always love Mihaly, the chef. He seems like the... Sorry for that. Because I always love Mihaly, it seems that he is the good one, and don't forget all his amazing food and wine. I hope that in the last book we're gonna get some answers about why Capo is so powerful. I mean her magic, using the door to control people, and then even defending the magic from like a godlike figure. So powerful, why? Adamant witnessed another threat coming, but unfortunately he can't do anything about it. Originally, they're gonna elect a new prime minister because Thomas, this character, is never meant to be a permanent ruler. At last, he can save most of his family members, including his wife and most of his sons and daughters, but still he got one in cast being like smuggled. So when Poe asks them for help, he can't say no about it. Speaking of Poe, I do quite like him, even though in this book we got no POV from him, but he is always present between Nina, the laundress, of the Old King, and also Adamant. He is always so kind, so helpful, so loyal, although he is coming from this supposedly brutal, cruel Kabul. I'll definitely put the next book into next month's TBR, so stay tuned to it. I'm so looking forward to the ending of it. I have a feeling it's gonna be so epic. I think this vlog will be quite short if I stop here, so I decide to pick up another book to read. According to the TBR poll, I know that I am supposedly to read Of War and Ruin by Ryan Cahill, but this vlog is chaotic, so embrace it. I think it would be a better idea for me to keep up with all the sub-books, so I pick up the GSFF July's book, Lord of the Empty Isles. And this book is also not too long, so I think it will fit well in this reading vlog. I am actually already 100 pages in, and I will say that it is so different from what I usually read. It is like a mix of sci-fi and fantasy with a very lyrical writing. In short, it is about our main character, Remy. One day, his brother Cam was killed by a criminal called Adrian. His brother is like being cursed, and over time his health was deteriorating. After 5 years of preparation, Remy is ready for this revenge. He wants Adrian to experience the same kind of pain, so he tried to curse him, but instead, Remy is fate-bound to Adrian, but at the same time, the curse is still there. To slow down this curse, Remy has to be close to Adrian. On this journey, we will know that what Adrian and his criminal group are doing. We also know that this criminal group are actually fate-bound together. They are bound by magic. So the curse on Adrian is also affecting this whole group. Remy with them, of course, has to hide his identity because he is the one causing all these troubles. But at the same time, he wanna find a way to reverse the curse on himself. I have a feeling this story is gonna be about how to heal the pain. I'm not sure how this story gonna develop because it is not something that I usually read. Tonight is also the start of the Paris Olympics, so I would definitely watch the opening ceremony. Next time when you see me, I hope that I can finish this book unless something unexpected happen again. So, see you in the final wrap-up. Bye! So this reading vlog is really chaotic because after the day I filmed the last update, I have made a strategic decision. I decided to DNF Lord of the Empty Isles, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong here, I think this one is still a good book. I can see other people enjoying it, but it is just not for me. It is a story of revenge and healing at the same time. Our main character, Remy, the person who is responsible for the death of his brother, go through the same pain. But Remy made a mistake in the process. He is cursed but at the same time tied to this killer, Adrian, the space pirate. Remy has to stay close with Adrian to slow down this curse. So he will meet the crew of Adrian and find out that the curse is also affecting them. On this journey, Remy will discover the difference between what he has been told and what is actually going on. Because Remy is from somewhere really stable, really safe. But now Remy finds out that those people who are left on the moon are not living as good as what the counselor has told him. It also happened that his brother was actually working for the counselor, but now Remy finds out that those people are having limited resources, food, water, air, or even birth control. This space pirate Adrian is raiding just because he wants to help those people in need. One thing I do appreciate about this book is the diversity in here. It is like a celebration of queerness in this book. We have different sexualities and pronouns, which I think is great. You will feel everything makes sense here. But unfortunately, there are some issues I have with this book. Firstly, it's about the unclear magic system. In the very beginning of the book, we are thrown to the application of this bond. What is it about and how does it work? And later we know that Remy was learning how to apply the curse, or it is called withering in the book. As the story progresses, each chapter would begin with a description of a specific kind of bond, but I feel like I am in a science or maths class. Our teacher would introduce us a new equation and he immediately asked us to solve a problem. When I was reading it, I felt quite lost about the magic system because there are very limited explanation about what is it actually about. The other issue I have is the pacing issue. I found this book is on a slower side. I was 200 pages in when I decided to DNF this book and there were quite a lot of actions already. Let's say Remy working with Adrian, finding out the truth and the living condition up in the moon, and also making some new friends. But to my personal preference, I found each chapter is just a bit too long for me. It can easily be 200 each page or even over 30 page long. And I mean, the words are actually quite dense in here. When I read it, there are things going on, but I just wish there could be some more breaks between them. Lastly, I just can't find myself click with Remy. I mean, it is a healing story and I think it is quite important for you to connect with the main character emotionally, and definitely some of you can relate to him. Maybe I haven't gone through the same as Remy, so I find it quite hard for me to relate to connect with him. I think this book would be great if you could put yourself into the context of Remy, but I just can't. It is not like he has done something really silly, really stupid that I hate him. No, it is not this case. It is just me don't have the similar experience as Remy, so I find it hard for me to put into the shoes of him. So these are the reasons why I decided to DNF this book, and I mean this reading vlog is really chaotic. Firstly, it just takes me so long to finish one book and then DNF another one. This is also, by the way, the first book I have DNF'd this year. There are some footage I want to shoot, but I just forgot to turn the camera on. So I hope, fingers crossed, the next reading vlog will be better in terms of the reading. If you enjoyed this week's reading vlog, don't forget to give it a like. If you don't want to miss any content from me, make sure you have subscribed to my channel. I'll see you real soon. Goodbye.